All right, what's up, y'all? This is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, and I'm going to do part two. I'm going to do a part two video called Look Over My Shoulder as I Take These Trades. Okay, so you're literally going to watch me take a couple of trades live, before and after, so that you can see from start to finish some ways that you'll be learning how to trade with our system. So there's no better way than to see it from start to finish. So here we go. I'm going to reduce this screen, get my head out of the way, and let's go ahead and get started. I've already selected a couple of them that I see that I already like. They're giving me exactly what I'm looking for. It follows the rules. Those who are in our group, when you look at this particular trade, you already know exactly what I'm looking at. It got everything exactly the way we want it. Okay, so this is going to be one trade that I'm going to take. So let me go ahead and enter this trade right now in front of you guys. Okay. And so I'm going to take a sell trade. Why? Because it says sell. Now, I'm not going to go through all the steps that I actually do that our team does. We call ourselves Team Easy. Team Easy. When you join us, you'll be part of the team. And when you learn how we do our thing, you'll know exactly what I'm looking at. You'll know exactly why I took this trade. So let me go ahead and take this trade. And there we go. I have a sell trade in place. Going to place my little comfortable stop loss, give it a little bit of room. And there we go. And let me move my head out the way so we can do a TP on it. All right. And I do have it very loose because tomorrow is NFP. And by the way, today is, you can see the date 3/5. And as you've been watching my videos, you know very clearly I told you that if you're in London, it's already the next day. So therefore, the markets are driven by the next day, okay, which is 3/5, when technically it's in the US, it's still 3/4, okay? So when you're checking your charts, you'll be able to look exact. I don't care if it's a year from now. You'll be able to take any indicators that you have or no indicators at all, and you'll be able to check price action, check these candles, and you'll be able to see, okay, yeah, he was actually telling the truth. The date is 3/5/21, okay? March the 5th, 2021, or if you're in the US, go back one day and it'll be 3/4/2021 when I'm taking this trade, okay? So you see me take the trade. I'm going to measure by hovering my mouse over my take profit line. Okay. And that's 45 pips. And by the way, if you don't know how to count pips, just whenever you pull that line, and you'll learn this in class, we have some people who are brand new to trading. So here's a little tip for you. You can hover your mouse over the line where you dragged to set your stop loss. And if you hover your mouse over it, you'll see that it will tell you how much you're actually risking on the trade, which in this situation, I'm risking, and I can drag my mouse over it. I'm risking $3,110.93, and therefore I'm risking also 45 pips. It says 454, but you drop the last number, and that'll give you your pip count, okay? Because there's pips and points, okay? 454, okay? But whichever way you want to look at it, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to match it up and drag this down to 45 pips, and that'll put it roughly around right there in this area right here. And that's a great area because we do see support, or where price action have been before, right here. Okay, so there we are. So that's the target area, and we can see, and you'll learn this. I teach it differently. I'm a very different teacher. I teach you in a way to make absolutely sure that you can remember information. So I call this the club, okay? And let me talk to y'all for a minute, and then I'll take the next trade. So, not if you love Jesus, but You know how back in the day when you used to go to a club, you know what I mean? Now some of y'all still going, but that ain't the point. The point is, you know, when you used to go to a club and stuff like that, you didn't want to be the first one there, and you never wanted to be the first one to a brand new club that nobody knew about, and you're the first person there. Why? Because it doesn't have any history of being, you know, a hot spot. So the way I teach, just even being able to eyeball levels without Fibonacci's, without drawing up zones and all this stuff, you can actually check price action itself and see, okay, what was the last hot spot that the club was popping at? Okay, so let's go to the charts and I'll show you what I mean. Then I get into another 2 trades. I got 2 more I'm looking at. Okay, so see this? Boons, boons, boons. You remember the club? Hey, hey, and you walked in the door doing your hey, right? Because you knew that was a spot that was popular. You knew as soon as you got there, you put on your fancy outfit, did your hair, all that stuff. Why? Because you knew you was going to a place that there should have been a crowd. And that's the key. Where was the crowd? And so the market tends to do the same thing. If you don't believe me, and those who are in my group, you should already know. You already know why I'm drafting and drawing up this area right here. But for those who don't know, that we have our own interpretation of this, and we have a specific name for it, but you'll learn it when you get in. Okay. But just for argument's sake, if I was going to take a look at where would be the first target, I would actually say, okay, here's a possible target right here. Okay. Right about in here, right there, up in this here area. Okay. I will put it right there. Okay. Why? Some of y'all back in the day, you know, you used to roller skate. Rock, skate, roll, bounce. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So, in other words, you came to a spot that you knew the minute you hit the door, there's going to be a bunch of people there, right? So, look at price action. It does the boolean the same exact way. Let's take a look at it. See? Touched right there, hung around up in this area. Didn't quite touch it, but it came there, came down, look, shot up and came back down again. Right up in this area, shot up and came right back down to the club. See how it keeps constantly going to the club? Hey, I'm here. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so price action does the same thing. Always understand that. Price action tends to do the same thing. It wants to go back to the popular club just like you do. That's why some of y'all can't wait for COVID to be over, because you want to hurry up and get back to the club spot. Why? Because you miss the mingling and the action. Well, price action does the exact same thing. It likes to party and disco right back at the same exact areas to which it was used to. Now, you can pull out your Fibonacci levels, and sometimes you'll see that it will hit directly on the 50%, the 38.2, the 61.8, and all these different levels, you know, on the Fibonacci. But what if you didn't even have quote unquote Fibonacci levels and you're just brand new? You don't even know what a Fibonacci is. Well, no problem. The easiest way to spot levels is to go back to where the disco spot was. Where did price like hanging out at? Well, clearly you can see it likes touching right here, hanging out. So if this does go down and I can enter another position, watch. Okay, so I just entered the second one. And you see I have 2 positions now. Okay, 2 positions. So I'm going to drag one of them, make the first entry right here. Okay, and then the second one I can make, and I'm sorry, they both on the same exact thing. So it's thinking I'm wanting that, and I'll adjust it manually. But there we go. Okay, so let me just do this. One of these I'll set here, my TP at 71382. Okay, so you guys can see I actually do have 2 positions. Okay, and I'll do it here. Where's my TP? All right, I'm going to set my first TP at 0.71382. Don't tell me you ain't learned nothing. Don't come up here, I ain't learned nothing from Uncle P. Oh, you a lie. Now, you ain't gonna never get that out of your head now. See? That's why when people come to my class, that's why actually people sign up, to be honest with you. It's not just the trading system. It's actually the classes, because they feel like, hey, I'm actually really learning how the markets really work in a fun way that I can never forget. For an example, when some of my students see why I drew this exact one, and in this exact color. Why did I draw it in this color? When you join and you go back and you say, oh, I remember he did that video. I know exactly why he picked this color. You're going to understand why we do that, because it's easy enough for you to remember that you can go back and teach your children, and your children are going to know exactly what they're looking at if they look at these charts. Okay. So anyway, back to this. So I'm going to click that. All right. So I should have been modified. Let me see. I think I did something wrong. They're saying, let's see. All right. So I want to put my stop loss. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Sorry, 72,075 is where I'm going to put my stop. And then, I'll put my take profit at my stop loss. I'm silly talking to you guys to run up, just like I did in that first one, 71382, where I said, hey, showing off in front of y'all got me all screwed up and going twisted. Okay, so now, there we go. So now you can see right here that I have, let me move this dotted line. Okay. Delete the horizontal line, and there we go. So here's my first take profit, and then here's my second take profit. So if you can see, learning the disco spot. All right, if it comes down and it continues to move downward, 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 okay, let's take a look. Why did it stop at this area first? Let's go ahead and drop a line. We'll look at the disco area. Touched, touch, boom, all right, y'all remember that. The disco spot. Let's take a look at price action. Look at the disco spot. Touched it. Dropped down. Came right back and said, hey, we back in the club. Dropped down. Hey, we back again. Dropped all the way down, but came right back. And look at this. Stopped literally right at the club. It didn't go further. It just stopped literally at the club. And then it dropped down, then surfaced. And look, before it shot up, how many candles you had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles that hung out where? At the club. Then it shot up. And when it did a pullback, where did it pull back to? To the club. Look at where it came back to. Came right back to it again. Touched once, twice, 3 times. Stop on it and shot up. Then it peaked up and it dropped down. The arrow said, all right, let's sell. Where did it stop at first? Right again. Hey. Hey. Ooh. At the club. See, look, touched once, twice, shot up, came back around again, hung out at the club. How many times? A bunch of times. And that is why price action on its descent, it stalled here first because it was returning back to the club spot. Then when it did fall, came down, look at where it came to. Don't tell me I ain't teaching nothing. And I got to hurry up and take these next trades. Touched right here. Where's the club? Look at that. 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 Right back at the club. So now it did a pullback. And where you think the first spot is going to go to? Down back to this club. Now it could touch to where my TP is, or I can move this TP up to here. Doesn't matter. I really believe anywhere up in this area is going to be good because it's heading downward. So anywhere here will be a great spot to put my TP. Okay. So I'm going to use I'm going to leave the yellow line right in place so that if it hits the TP, at least the yellow line will be there as evidence of what it touched. Okay, now tomorrow is NFP, so I will come back and show you guys the results of what happens overnight, but I may close this trade out early before NFP because I don't want to fool around with NFP. NFP is non-farm payroll. They tend to jerk the market around and then for about, a brief few seconds, as if it's some big announcement and everybody don't know, hey, job numbers for the U.S. It sucks. Yeah, they're getting the vaccine out, but guess what? People still ain't got no job. So I can tell you what the NFP number's going to be now. It sucks. There ain't no growth yet, okay? But they still use that event to shock the market and to stop hunt people and stuff like that, okay? So anyway, I got in this trade, all right? So I'm in with 2 positions. Now let me go to my next one because I'm playing around and I need to get in these goodies. Oh, this is a sexy trade. Oh, God, this is so sexy. Wow, you a fine one right here. All right, so I'm going to draft up my party areas again. Let's take a look. Pow, look at that. So if this drops, what's the first part here? Right there. So let's go ahead and set that up. And I'm going to put my take profit. I'm sorry, my stop loss. I'm going to give it a little bit of room. And this thing is already dropping, so let me hurry up and get in it. Alrighty, so the entry, I'm going to get that. The TP, I'm going to use this one. So it is, oh my cute light went out. All right, sorry. Well, that's okay. Let me use this one. If that helps. I don't know if it will. Oh, that ain't helping. Anyway, y'all get it. Give me a second. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with this light. Give me a second. Okay, I'll check it. I just don't want to dark out on you. I'm a brother. Okay, let me get into this trade first. Okay, boom. Hold on. Let me enter because it's starting to make its descent, and I want to get in it beforehand. I want to talk to you guys. All right, there goes one trade, and I'll enter 2 times. Okay, so I'm in it for 2 positions, as you can see right here, 2 positions. All right, now I go ahead and set my TPs. All right, the first one will be right there, and the second one, if I can separate the 2. Let's see. No, they go only. I'm gonna have to manually do it because they're too close together on the entries. All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. I got them both. So you can see entry 1, entry 2. So I'm gonna make my stop losses both exactly the same area. Boom, right up there is fine. Doesn't have to be exact. All right, it's just clear out of the way of a stop hunt. Okay, so now, it's saying I'm down 7 pips, but if you look at the spread, that's what I had to pay the broker to get into the trade. It's actually 3.5 pips each. So that's will equal basically 7 pips. So that's why I'm down. I'm not really down. That's the amount the broker is charging me to get into these 2 trades. Okay. So again, you're literally watching me walk you through every step of a live trade. Okay. So there we go. Clear evidence. Now I'm going to put my club spot right there. Why? Because here's the first club spot that they stopped at. And then here's the second club spot. Okay. So I'll use this one here. Okay. And you can see it came to the club, danced around quite a bit right here. Now, again, if you have the Fibonacci tool, add the fibs and pretty much you'll be good to go. Okay. I won't do it on here, but nevertheless, if you have it, pull it out and you'll see it's almost precise and you'll learn that how to spot fib levels or any support levels or different levels, whichever way they want to call it. They got all these different names. That's why I teach different in my classes, because it's all these different names that get you all confused when it's not that complicated. Okay. It's very easy when you know what you're looking for. So even without the fib levels. Now, again, today is 3/5/21. If you're in the US, it's 3/4/21. Go back and look at this trade and the other and add whatever tools you want and see if I'm not precise on what I'm telling you about these levels. You'll probably add the fibs and they'll probably ring up pretty much true. Okay. Somewhere around there. You'll see it 23.8 or whatever that felt. I forgot the 23.6. Hold on one second. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, you guys, I am back. And I did add some fib levels and look at here. Okay, so let's take a look at the fibs. They're actually these powder blue lines. Okay, powder blue. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm not too far off from the 38.2 level. Let's go to the 30-minute and see if I'm on point there. Okay, I'm off there. So it's in between. But let's look at the 15. And you'll see, okay, I'm not too far off. And right here, I'm not too far off. So they're saying that the fib levels are here. I'm going by the activity levels. But as you can see, let's measure and see how far off I am from the actual fib levels. 4 pips there. 2 or 3 pips there. Huh? Did I not tell you? All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Let me go ahead and, okay, so what I did was I took the fibs off because I want to have clean charts. And I'm going to redraw my lines again so that you guys can see that I'm just eyeballing it based on the disco levels of where it was prior touched. And again, as you can clearly see, I taught you guys a clear lesson that you can continue to use from here on out, because even with the Fibonacci's, we were only 2 or 3 pips off, 2 or 3, maybe 4 pips off. Okay. Which isn't much. basically having the ability to eyeball it using the disco theory. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. All right. So now I got my levels in place. I got my TPs I want. So the first TP I'm going to set it up at, and I got to hurry up. I think there was one more again. Yeah, there was one more. All right. 1.10942. All right. That's my first TP. Hold on. 1.09. I typed in the wrong number. 09. Oh, I'm sorry. 10. That's what I did wrong. I'm sorry. Hold on. 10.942. All right. There we go. Bam. There it is. Okay. And you can see it says TP. So I'm going to leave my yellow line in place. So in case it hits it, you'll see price action still right there on it. Okay. And what I'll do for this one, I'm going to select a price that's a little bit above this one so you can kind of see it. Okay. So I will choose, and you're looking at me taking this, whether I'm right or wrong, you'll know. Okay. 1.110, and I'll put it at 650. Okay. 650. And that'll put that take profit right above the line. As you can see, right above the disco line. So there we go. So you can clearly see it. So if price actually touches it, I'll leave this yellow line here as evidence of where it was. Okay. So that's two trades. Y'all see that? Okay. You see it? All right. Let me get into one more. So those are two reversal trades. I also spotted a continuation trade because, you know, they always say the trend is your friend. Okay. Well, let's take some trades doing the trend. All right. Give me a second. I don't know why my light is acting up. All right. I got to get me another one. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's go to GA. GA is looking super, super sexy. When you join my group, you will know exactly what this pattern is. Okay. You will also know exactly what I'm looking at here. Okay. We have our own interpretations of what we are looking at, but nevertheless, I think this has a little bit more to go as a continuation, and I'm just going to use this one as a quick scalper. Okay, I'm going to scalp off the 15. I'm going to buy it because I think it has some potential looking at what I'm looking at, especially before the session that I'm looking at. And I'm going to go for 23 pips. Now, I may close this out a little bit early, but we'll see. Okay, and I will put that one right about there. Okay, I'm going to go for about 20 pips or so, 23 pips. Yep, there we go. Okay, there we go. So I'm all set on that one. And if I'm wrong, it'll hit my TP and don't do that again. Okay, don't do that again. But if I'm right, it'll hit this TP and go from there. Now, of course, I do see that it's at the top of my zone, so it could actually just test right, inside the zone. Okay, and that'll be how many pips? Let me see if it's even worth taking this trade. That's 15 pips. So as a scalp, that ain't bad. Okay, so I'll move this up a little bit. Just to scalp a little bit. Let me see if that's 15. That's about 18 pips. 3 pips difference. Okay, no biggie. So I do expect it to hit that area right here. If I'm wrong, no, don't do that. Okay, so I'm going to scalp for about 15 pips on this one to the upside as a follow-up. When you join, you'll see exactly what session I'm doing this in. Because there's a session when you can play around to do this stuff, and there's a session when you shouldn't be fooling around. Don't get out like that. You lose your shirt. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pause this video, and we'll come back in a couple hours and see what actually happened. You know, we'll see. Evidence will prove it. So again, this is video number 2 of trading looking over my shoulder. So you see me take these trades, explain them from start to finish. Not every detail, because again, when you join, you'll understand exactly why I took these trades, but at least you're seeing me take these trades right in front of you with documented date and where I put my take profits, where I put my stop loss, and why I picked the levels that I did. Okay, so I'll pause it right here and I'll be back. Okay, you guys, this is Uncle P checking back. Sorry, we're doing laundry before we go to bed, so if you hear the little laundry machine in the back, sorry about that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm giving you an update. It's a couple hours later, and so I just want to show you what's going on. Plus, I'm about to jump into this other trade, so let me shrink the screen, get my head out the way. I'll put myself in the corner here, and as you can see, this is the Swiss JPY, and we are still looking at the Same date, 3/5/21. I just saw this one pop up. I know it's right before NFP tomorrow morning, but I like it. So I am going to take this trade now. I don't recommend trading before NFP, but I'm just showing you guys, how, whether it works out or not, how effective the trade is, the trading system. All right, so I'm going to put my stop. That's about 39 piparoos, give it plenty of room. By the way, market makers method, let me go to a short, lower time frame. Can you see the W pattern right there? Let me go to the 30-minute. Told you guys I was teaching this in class last week, how I studied the market makers method for about 3 years and walked away confused as heck. Then when we built our own trading system, because I got frustrated with studying all these different trading styles and still couldn't understand them, so I decided to build something easy that me and my kids can understand. All of a sudden, I didn't need all those other theories, quarter point theories and, market makers method. Can you see the W? See, I don't need it no more. My system is already telling me when to get in. It doesn't care about market makers method or whatever. It just says, okay, here's the right time to get in. Now, it doesn't mean that every trade is going to be a winner. I'm not saying that, but if you follow our rules, you certainly can win a lot of good trades. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this on that right about there. Again, we're reaching at a disco level. You remember the disco level? Boom, right there. See? Boom, 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 boom. All up and down this street. Woo, this is a popular hangout. Look at that. Without the Fibonacci, I can just spot it. Now, again, if I wanted to put it on a quicker TP, I could use this area right here, because this is another popular hangout. So I believe if it does stop, it'll probably stop by this street first, which is Pip Street A, and then Pip Street B. Okay, so it probably hang out here, stop through here first. See, real popular area. Okay, so if it does, but see, that's so close to the TP right there. That's too short, so I'm going to move it up here. But we'll see how tomorrow turn out. I may close these trades down a little bit early, like I said before, because it is NFP and Friday, so I may not carry them over the weekend. But let's just take a look and see what I can get. So this one here, you see it's still sitting there playing around, doing its thing, no problem. That's A Swift. And then here we go with this one. It's just sitting there, and GA is just sitting right there. Okay, so it's doing a little curl move, which is cool with me. As a matter of fact, let me do this, because they may try to hunch you and then pop it up. So there we go. Now, this is a little over my risk reward, but we'll see. But you know what? Here's what you do. Let me teach y'all something. Whenever you're looking at a trade, I'll leave this one running just for the sake of argument. But how I really trade is if I'm looking at a trade and it looks sexy in the beginning and all of a sudden, as I'm going along, it don't look as sexy no more. Well, guess what? Just cut your trade and move on to the next one. There's plenty of pips to be gotten. So if you're ever in doubt, like I teach my students, and make sure you go through the training manual, because I have a very simple, strict rule. When in doubt, get the heck out. Okay? If something just doesn't look good, or maybe you feel like you made a mistake on your interpretation, whatever it may be, just get the heck out. It's not a big deal. Survive and play another day. It's no big deal. But since I'm recording this one, I'm going to go ahead and just leave it rocking, and let's see how this one turns out, because this one is should be touching up in that area. See, popular street. So we'll see if it comes back and see how it did this one stop hunt candle. Where did it stop hunt at? Right back in the popular street. So I'm going to see if this thing curls over and flare back up and touch up in this area and hit our TP. So I'll leave it running, and we'll see what happens. Let's see what's popping. Okay. All right. So I'll pause this video, and I'll be back in the morning. I'm getting some sleep. Hey, you guys, this is Uncle P. All right. So I don't have any updates yet, but I did want to kind of show you guys something, the scanner. Because a lot of people, what they did was they had bought the scanner after they had purchased the Simplicity system. I'm going to show you why. So for an example right here is a really cool feature about our scanner. So instead of you having tons of different pairs open at the bottom of your screen, slowing down your computer and freezing it up all the time, which is a very, very typical problem, you could actually get the scanner. And what the scanner will do, you can load up to 20 or 30 pairs on multiple time frames, and it'll actually scan the market and sends you an alert when it's time to rock and roll. And all you have to do is, based on the trading rules that we teach you in the tutorials and in class, if you like to take it. If you don't, then don't worry about it. Wait for the next one. So, okay. So let me kind of show you an example of this. So here is our a buy signal. So if I go down here, and I'm actually going to, and it comes with pop-up alerts, mobile alerts, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so here you can see, there it is. Okay, so let's go back to the scanner. It said, hey, there's a buy opportunity on the 15-minute on AUD JPY. Well, guess what? Here it is. In addition to that, and I'm just showing you this while we're waiting because it's going to be a few hours before the other trades play out, but let me show you this. It also is going to come with this trading system right here, which is called Easy Pips. So this one is a free trading system that's going to come along with the scanner. So once the scanner pops up, not only you can use it with any trading system that you already have. If you already have something, cool, stick with what you got. Market Makers Method, Elliott Wave theories, and all these different ones, and you can just coordinate the dashboard to be able to, when it sends out alerts, you can just simply check on whatever setup you personally have and see if it fits the criteria. So if you're a trend trader and you're waiting for buy opportunities, okay, fine. Then wait for the scanner to send you an alert for a buy. And if it flows with what you're looking for, then stick with it. For an example, let's check the daily. All right, here's a buy opportunity. You see, the trend is up and it's in a buy. You can also use the 4-hour and say, okay, it may be retesting this area here. Okay, so I'll take a small little trade just to show you, but let's just say right there that, maybe it's going to retest this area. All right, well, we already have received the scanner telling us, hey, there's a buy opportunity on the 15-minute. We drop down to the 15-minute, confirm that, and voila. Okay, so I'll take the trade now. Again, I can notch it down a little bit to match what the 15-minute is showing me. The 30-minute, the 1 hour is showing me it could hit right to about here. Let's move our line down a little bit. And I'll just take a little nibble trade. It doesn't mean I will actually do this because it's NFP. I see it touched right here to this area. So, okay, let's measure and see how many extra pips I could potentially get. Now, again, see, the 1 hour is telling me it wants to go down, but temporarily it may be a pullback. Okay, so, and look, the 30-minute is saying the same thing. So let's go ahead and take this trade. All right, let's see. Now, whether it wins or loses, it's outside of our realm of expertise. We don't know, we just take trades based on the knowledge we have at the time. All right. So I'll just move it to there based on what I saw on the 4-hour, on the daily. Okay. So on the daily, it looks pretty good. So we're looking all right. Okay. So now I'll just set my take profit. I'm sorry, my stop loss, and I'll put it below this low right here. And that looks pretty nice. Now, again, I don't know if it's the 1-to-1 ratio is in place, but I'm simply showing you guys here is an example. So let's take a look at this one, Euro AUD. Okay, and what's nice, let me show you guys this real quick before we go, because again, we're just waiting for the market. It's moving slow right now. If you go to properties, you'll be able to set this thing up. See, you can put as many pairs as you want. You can pick different trend periods. When you go through the tutorials on how to set up, make sure to go through it. Don't just slap it on your charts. You got to learn how to use it. But you see, you can get email alerts, push alerts, and you can set it for 1 minute, 5 minute, all the way up to the weekly. Okay. Now, the more pairs you pick and the more times you select, the slower your computer's going to run because it's going to have to scan all those pairs based on that. Now, one of the things I don't do, I don't use the higher time frames like the weekly and the daily and the 4-hour. I mean, they so far out, I can check those myself. So why am I getting alerts on the 15-minute? Well, because that's the only time frame I selected. It's the 15-minute. Number two, it has a click to open feature. I'm not going to do this now, but you can actually click on the actual pair when the alert come up, and whatever template, look at this. See, I have a template called 13 based on simplicity. So let me kind of show you that. So when you get an alert, you can actually click right here, and what it will do is open up another chart right there, and voila. See, on the 15-minute, voila, this is the chart I wanted it to pick, and look at what it did. It picked the chart, and so here we are. See? So based on that, then from there, I just do an assessment. I say, okay, do I want to take this trade or not? Based on what I see. So I can, if you're a trend trader and you say, okay, I want to trade from the daily time frame. Well, it looks like the trend is still heading downward, right? Okay, so that means this alert follows with a trend trade. Okay, so all you have to do is take the trade. And again, I'm just going to take a little trade right here. Didn't mean I meant to do this. It's just an example. But I'll take a little nibble trade on here. And based on that, now you can do it off the 4 hour. Now the 4 hour looks like it want to reverse. The daily looks like it's this. So as I tell my students all the time, when in doubt, just simply stay out. Now it could retest this whole bottom, but it looks like this is a popular area right here off the daily if it is going to do that. So that'll give me 51 pips. All right, 37 pip stop loss. All right, there we go. So again, it could come down, and as you can see on the daily, I set the TP, but as you can see on the 15-minute, this is a very, 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 very popular area. So if this signal it holds true throughout the evening and into the NFP, then we should see it touching right about in this area, which is about 50 something pips. But I'm just simply showing you guys while we're simply waiting for the other trades to play out. The scanner is sending alerts, so I just want to kind of show you guys how that thing actually works, and it's really that simple. So it can complement the trading system you already have, or you can actually use it with simplicity, or like I said, it does come with a free trading system itself called Easy Pips. Okay, and the Easy Pips is not as thorough and robust of a trading system like Simplicity is. It does not come with classes. It don't come with the zones. It doesn't come with the algorithmic trend lines. It doesn't come with several different things, but it's free. It comes along with the scanner so that you don't just have a scanner and nothing else. Okay, so I gave that with you guys with the scanner so that at least you have some trading system. Now, what most of our clients do, they buy Simplicity and then they buy the scanner on top of it, because the Simplicity system is a lot more robust, a lot more thorough and detailed of a trading system. But anyway, it's still, hey, you still got one that still works pretty good. Okay, so here's that while we're waiting. Okay, so in the meantime, our trades are just sitting still. Again, the market is relatively slow right now. There's nothing we can do about it. As I speak, you can see that this trade really haven't even budged. You see it's wiggling a little bit, but it's not budging. It's not going anywhere. So again, I just wanted to show you this since these things are popping up. And what's even better is because over time, it counts a certain number of candles in the background. And once those number of candles are done, this alerts will actually disappear. So they won't stay there all the time, because if you come back 4 hours later and this 15-minute is still in the buy, you'll think, okay, hey, this is still good to go. No, it is not. So what it's built to do, it'll actually disappear off of this scanner so that the next time you get an alert, you'll know it's a fresh signal. Do you get what I'm saying? So if I come back later on, I'll try to remember that, because I'm going to give me some sleep. I said I was going to do that, but hey, I'm a late sleeper. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that since these popped up. So if I remember, I'll come back to this scanner so that you'll see that these are probably not going to be there, because they are on a timer of a number of candles. After a certain number of candles are gone, the signals will actually disappear as well, to make sure that you know, hey, it's no longer a fresh signal. So you're going to have to wait for the next one. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to put this on hold. Again, the market is not doing anything. It's just sitting still, not budging, just doing its thing. So we're just going to wait, like we normally do. That's what we do. We wait. We wait. Okay. So I'll pause it here, and we'll come back and check on our trades. Okay. Thanks. Hey, just a quick update. Market Makers Method. What did I tell y'all? See the W at the bottom? I told you. How many pips? Just wanted to give you an update. How many pips they typically tell you with Market Makers Method to try to grab up? About, what, 15, 20 pips? Well, what do you see? And this one, how many pips was this set for? And of course, you can move your stoppy loppy up. I wouldn't move it to break even, because it could pull back down. So that's 39 pips. But again, we had 18. I could go for the 20 and just close it out. And what did I tell you guys about the popular disco area? What did I tell you? Look at where it's at. Right there. Boom. I told y'all. Now, hold on one second. I forgot. There we go. Hold on. I got this fancy light that's supposed to work and whatever. All right, so what's the next popular area it could come to? Right about here. Right there. Why? Here's the next dance floor. See? You go to one dance floor to the next one. See? If you don't know how to dance, you don't get to go to the next dance floor. You got to stop at the first one right here. That's so funny. All right, so this is the first dance floor. We did reach the first dance floor, and we're pretty popular. We in the house. We in the house, okay? Now, here's what I actually am going to do. I think that it can reach to the second dance floor, but one of the things, and you'll learn how to do this, is how to close out some profit. So I'm going to close out half my position by clicking on profit, and then I'm going to go to right here. Now notice right here it's asking you, do you want to close out the order of 8 standards? No, I actually only want to close out half. So you go down here, you close out half, and then you click. See how this changed? So therefore, without moving my stop loss or my take profit, I can close out some of my profit and let the rest keep running. So ba-dow. Okay, so now I'm down to 4 on this one. Okay. All right, so I locked in some gain already, and as it moves up, see, but it's too close to move my stop loss into break even just yet, because it can pull back and retest an area and then shoot up and touch, and I don't want to get stopped out too quick. All right, like everybody else. All right, so I'll just leave it there, and even if it does and it comes back, hey, at least I locked in half my gain already, like I told you guys that I would, so I'm okay with that, right? And let's check on this one, AUD Swiss. As you can see, it's still just sitting right there dancing, and ain't doing much of nothing. And then let's check on you, and they're just dancing again, same thing, nothing much, nothing rock and rolling. All right, so anyway, we'll keep it running. Okay, you guys, this is Uncle B. I am tired, to say the least, but as you can see here, the trade that we had talked about, this is a Swiss JPY, and you can see a market maker's method. I told you guys about that. Here's the W pattern, and it shot up, hit target. And there you go. Remember I told you about these 2 areas? I said it will stop here, and it did. It stalled and then pulled back and shot up. And there we go. All right, so that's winner number 1. Euro Swiss. Move myself over here. Clearly, you see, I told you guys that I was going to hit the party area right there first. Let me move myself over here. Because, as you can see here, boom, hit there, party area, party area, party area, and it dropped to the second party area, hit target number 2 right here. Second party area was right here. Remember I said it hangs out? There you go, live proof. There we go. Okay, so that's 2. And then we was in AUD Swiss. Let's look at that. Same thing. I'll move myself out of the way. I'm sorry, I got to keep moving myself out of the way for price action so you can see. So this is the first position. And let me pull this one up too. All right, and there's the second one. Actually, yeah, second one. Third one, actually, second one was right here. That was my entry. And it was right here. And you see they leave evidence of where the targets were, so you can see they were hit. I don't know why it moved. But here we are. And you remember I said the party area, boom, boom, boom. And then the second party area was right here. Boom, 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 boom. Either way it goes, the trade won. You can clearly see that. Still the same exact date, just a couple hours later, right before NFP. And then, so that's how many trades. We had 1, 2 positions. That's Euro Swiss. I'm tired. I just woke up literally. Euro Swiss, 1. AUD Swiss, 1. Swiss JPY, 1. With that one, hitting our targets. And then GA. Now GA was interesting. I lost, but I was actually right. So as you can see, let me go back to the 15 minute I think I was on. So remember I told you guys that it was going to hit and retest this area right here. It was going to retouch it. Well, as you can see, it actually did. But what did it do first? It actually came and knocked out my stop loss on a pullback. And my stop loss, and this is for scalpers. You understand why I'm not a big fan of scalping all the time. Because this is exactly what happens too often when you scalp. So they got me by 15 pips before shooting up and hitting my target. So I did lose that trade because that's the one that you remember I said I was going to scalp. And what they did was they brought it back to this party area right here. See, right there in this party area. Brought the ball back to the disco area right here where it touch. So the risk to reward on that one wasn't good. I could have moved my stop loss down further, but I was only going for 15 pips on that little scalp move. And as you can see, it actually did work. But the issue was that it hit my stop loss first by 15 pips before it hit target. And not only did it hit it once, look, it hit it, came down, hit it again. Look, it's like it. That's why I call this one the slap in your face trade, because it'll embarrass you. Look, it hit it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, came back down, 7, 8, hit it 8 times afterwards, after it hit your stop loss. Now you guys understand why I keep saying scalpers get scalped. You see what I'm saying? They'll knock you out first and then take you right to your target. So had I not got knocked out, would have had a perfect trading record. So anyway, I'll close this out. I'm closing this video out. I'm going back to bed, but here you go. Right there in front of you. Undeniable proof. Traded from the beginning to end. You seen it with your own eyes. Undeniable. Okay? Right? So I'll see you inside on Tuesday. If you joined over the weekend, make sure you study. Take your time going through this, because you'll understand once you start studying and you attend maybe a couple of classes so you can understand our terminology better. We have our own terminology. We have our own way of seeing the charts that is very unique to the way that is being taught, period, across the board. And that's the reason why I was able to trade the way I was, because I completely almost ditched everything that I was being taught about charts and then started fresh. And now we have our own way of our own analogies. Just like, for an example, you've never heard of the disco floor theory. You never heard of the dance floor theory. You never heard of that. You never heard of the ocean wave theory. You never heard of the SpongeBob squarehead. You never heard of the slant patterns. So you never heard these terms before, but they're very simple when you begin to understand them. Just like I clearly taught you the dance floor theory. Therefore, you never will forget what the dance floor theory is. Okay, with or without support and resistance levels, without the fancy Fibonacci levels and all these different things, you clearly can now eyeball it with your own eyes. Even if you're brand new, you can know, okay, I know about where it's going to go back to, because it likes to dance just like I do, or I used to, or my cousin, right? You want to go to a popular club spot and get to dancing. Again, why do you think it came down to this level? Because it was a popular area. Why do you think it came back up to this level? Because it's dancing at the popular area. Now, if I wanted to scalp, this would be the actual time. Let me do this. My head is always in the wrong place. If I wanted to scalp, possibly, let me do this. And I'll take a little small nibble. This one would be the time, see, that I would enter the trade, move my stop loss up a bit above that zone, because it's above, outside of the party area, and then get me some pips. Let's see, that's 19 pips. So let's do 19 pips. There we go. Bring it right back to the what? Party area. You can see it right there. See, bring it back to the party area. You know, we don't let the party stop. We want it to drop. Why? And you'll learn this. I'm not going to show you why I chose this and you know, but when you join the board, you'll see all this. So, all right, you guys, look over my shoulder. Number 2, you see some more live trades right in front of you from beginning to end and explained partially. I didn't explain everything. So again, if you decide to join, make sure that you go through the tutorials, okay? And then when you go through the tutorials, you're going to have a much better, clear idea of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. It's not what I do, but the why that's more important, okay? All right.